Hello and welcome, everybody. This is the Hot Corner Insider Live Strategy Session. We do this every week, typically on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. This week's a little bit shaken up in terms of scheduling, so we're doing it today. We'll be back on our regular schedule next week, but me and JC are going to Miami for the Money Show tomorrow. So if anybody's out there in South Florida, shoot me a DM. And maybe we'll do some Miami things. I don't know, but I am excited to go. Today's call is going to be a short one, simply because, I feel like I've been reiterating the same theme over and over and over again in recent weeks, and it's going to be more of that today. Some new setups. And other than that, not much has changed. So let's get through our disclaimer, and then let's dive right in. Nothing that we discuss here today constitutes any solicitation to buy or sell any security. This is all solely for informational purposes and not to be construed as investment advice. For more on our disclaimer, visit www.stockmarkettv.com/terms. Copper and gold. Silver and gold. 52-week highs. This is a commodity supercycle. We had a big up leg, some would call it wave one, came off the pandemic lows in 2020, ended early 2022. A lot of sideways since then, which would be maybe wave two. And now we're entering wave three, new up leg, right? Back in the rally mode for all the commodities. Energy is working. The ags had been working coming into the year. Now the metals are working, the base metals, the precious metals working in a big way. We're talking about the weekly win streaks in things like large cap materials, XLB, large cap energy, XLE, the subgroups, oil services, explorers and producers, some really big win streaks, momentum thrusts, breadth thrusts on a sector level for these groups. Market internals look so good. And this is a structural breakout. So this is the S&P 500 Energy Index, all the largest energy companies listed here in the US. Monster breakout. This chart has done nothing. Pretty much just sideways in a massive range for 20 years. It's a lot of pent-up energy. It's a lot of backed up demand. Right? I think you're going to just see such a big move here. We call this like a leap pattern because we want to put leaps on it, right? In other words, we want to bet on higher prices over the longest time frames. That's what leaps are for. Big old base like this, they could be messy. And I think it's setting up to be really messy, at least in this quarter, right? Because we had a massive run. This is a monthly chart. Massive run coming out of this base. Probably time for some backing and filling. A little bit of a corrective wave here. Won't be the worst thing, right? If and when it comes. In fact, I think we should all be prepared for it. I know we should all be prepared for it. And have a shopping list, right? Of names that we're interested in. Let's talk about some of them now. Commercial metals company. Let's start with some of the materials names. This is CMC. Got the base breakout. 39 was that level. Already in the books. But again, just like I'm saying about the S&P 500 energy, messy here, right? False start, shakeout, false start, another whipsaw, flip it higher, first target hit, hard recessed all the way back to the base breakout level, right? It hasn't been an easy trade. But pressing on, new all-time highs, and then it's blue skies from there. 59. If and when we take that out, reclaim these pivot highs here just from the past year or so. Next stop, 92. Commercial metals company. We want to be so interested in any charts that look like this one. There's another one, Technoglass Inc., TGLS. This is building materials. This is a new setup. We're above 54.5. Got to be long. long all day, nice little base breakout, target at 71. Huge insider buy here last year. The AZEC company, just keeping it in, keeping it with building materials right now. The thing about building materials is when materials as a sector weren't working so well, building materials were. God, excuse me. I've done too many videos today. So building materials, the early leader within the materials sector, you're probably going to see things like steel and copper and silver, aluminum, other material subgroups start to perform better, right? And become the leaders within the sector. But that doesn't mean stuff like building materials, the ones that have been leading the whole time, are going to stop working. We want to keep finding opportunities in this area, right? I'm not coming on here and saying, don't look for opportunities in semiconductors anymore. No, there's still going to be plenty of opportunities, even as participation broadens and we can look elsewhere, right, for long opportunities outside of the early leaders. AZEK company, AZEK, breaking out above the prior cycle highs right now, or at least looking like it's ready to get it done any day now. A decisive move outside of this tiny little coil up here at the upper bounds. A decisive breakout, that's your entry. As soon as you get a nice candle out of this range, long, target of 73. I don't know if my chat is working today, but it seems like there's nobody in here. NRG, energy. I hope we sent out an email and let everybody know about the switch. NRG, this is like a regulated gas utility. So it's really utilities, but it's also kind of energy, right? Massive base breakout, almost a 2-decade base breakout. First target hit, 70 and a half. Probably needs to cool off, right? Like a vertical line higher for this one. And again, it's a utility. So rare to see a move like that. However, momentum like this, you want to keep it on your radar. If you're already long, I think you stay long and strong above 70.50, target of 108. If you're not already long, maybe allow for some backing and filling, some digestion. Maybe that digestion takes you back below this 70.50 level. Then you could buy on strength above it, right? All day. Target of 108. 6 insiders have been involved in this name recently. Now, we're doing energy, we're doing materials, financials, right? Financials are cyclical too. Financials fit into this whole theme of rotation into value, leadership from cyclicals, right? Cyclical stocks, value stocks, cut from the same cloth, a lot of overlap there. Financials is a place that we want to be hanging out looking for long opportunities right now. This is a great base. 43 is the level. We're taking it out now. This one's actionable right here today. $500,000, Form 4 filer. 56 is your target. And we'll talk about tech stocks again someday, guys. I promise. It's not like we just forgot about tech and growth stocks. They're going to keep working. I just think it's very unlikely that they're going to experience leadership anything like they did last year at this point. I think a lot of these tech stocks and early leaders probably pulled a lot of gains forward from the current cycle. And then we can look at other groups like energy or materials or financials where that hasn't been the case. In fact, those are the ones we've been pointing to, saying, oh, they're not really participating. Now they are. That's why we're being so obnoxious about this theme. You have to be positioned. You have to be really, in my opinion, overweight commodity stocks right now and probably for the rest of this year and maybe even longer. Right? So right now, that's the playbook. Don't throw out your tech stocks. Maybe take a little bit of profits in them and move that into some other areas that look really, really primed, really ripe for new leadership. And we'll continue to come on here every week and talk about them as we also mix in some tech, some growth, some other stuff. Right? Hey, Sam. We had a good one this week. I'm glad Sam's here. This is his chart. So AMARK Precious Metals, AMRK. technically a financial, but this is a precious metals play. This is a gold and silver dealer, right? If you're in the market for a gold bar, I don't know. I think they have physical retail locations. You go there, you buy some gold bars. I think they do like precious metals lending, collateralized lending. I'm sure they'll buy your gold too, right? Gold and silver dealer. Big original filing, which means a brand new position, 6.5% from this Praetorian PR LLC. So Praetorian now owns, like we just said, 6.5% of the outstanding shares of AMRK. It's about $42 million worth. So big bet. It's 20% of their portfolio. Apparently, it's a Puerto Rican firm. If you look at what else they own, it's all cyclicals, right? So this Praetorian firm owns AMRK, owns Valaris, which I also own, Tidewater, TDW, URA, uranium, NXE, uranium, TGI, UEC. They own calls in SLV, calls in URA. You know what these guys are doing? I could tell just by looking at their 13F right now. These guys are making some huge bets on the commodity bull market, the same commodity bull market that we're talking about right now. So I like what they're about. I like the positions that they have on their 13F filing. AMRK, brand new one. I think these guys are doing exactly what we're talking about right now, positioning themselves for more outperformance from this group of stocks. So AMRK, massive momentum thrust. The stock is squeezing right now, squeezing towards the upper bounds of a multi-year range. So maybe not actionable here. Not right here, right now, today. Probably need some backing, filling, some digestion of these gains in the coming days and weeks. But once it resumes, I think you're going to get a powerful breakout out of this range, and that's where we're going to get long. Why do we like this one so much? We like it when stocks pop up on more than one of our scans, right? It's like telling us, wow, this one's really good for more than one reasons, right? So AMRK, we got the insider buy, or a really big institutional position, but we also have a massive short interest. That's why the stock was up 20% yesterday. 17% short interest, 12 days to cover. When this thing goes, it's really going to go. So we're going to get involved here soon. We'll be talking about this one in the coming weeks. I love this as a vehicle to play precious metals. I'm sure you've all heard of the historic breakout in spot gold, the just aggressive outperformance from silver and silver miners, the precious metal bull market that we've all been waiting for so long. I haven't personally been waiting, but I know a lot of people who have. It's all the talk. Big breakout, new bull market. The uptrend is on. That means gold. That means silver. That means gold miners. That means silver miners. That means probably a lot of other things, right? You could do a lot of fun stuff. This is like a picks and shovels play. They're not actually digging for gold in the ground, right? These guys are trading gold. And if you look at the last, bull market for gold, big rally off the COVID lows. This stock went from, I don't know, $5 to 40. All right, so you're gonna get some juice here. It's a beta name. I like it a lot. I'm excited to cover it in the future. Let me check the chat before we get out of here. It was a quiet one today. I think most people are probably gonna watch this on replay. Again, sorry for the scheduling mix-up. What's up, guys? Inflation trade? Yes, that is what this is, right? Higher interest rates. It might actually end up being higher interest rates, lower inflation. We'll see. The way commodities are moving right now, yeah, sure looks like inflation's ticking higher. In fact, no, we know it's ticking higher, right? What is the Fed going to do? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I don't know who Cuppy is, and we don't promote stocks, BRB. Jonathan, I've been waiting what seemed like forever. Yeah, right. Listen, my whole career, people have been telling me gold's going to break out since the 2011 peak. I graduated college from UConn in 2010. So this thing's been sideways. Zero money has been made on gold my entire career. So people ask me, Why did you give up precious metals for your New Year's resolution? Because they've never made me or anybody else any money in my career. I'm your favorite show. Well, you're my favorite handle. Make Canada great again. I mean, that's just the best. I laugh every time I see you in the chat. You guys are really the best. You guys make this so much fun for me. I will miss you tomorrow. I'll miss everybody again on Thursday, Chart Request Live. But Patrick will be here doing it with our superstar intern, Sam. So everybody's excited for that. And then we'll be back Monday with our regularly scheduled shows. So everybody stay safe out there. Get your commodity stock exposure. Don't rush into these positions, though. I think you'll have time. I think you'll have better opportunities in the coming days, weeks, maybe even months. I think they're due for a little bit of a pullback here. And so as these things start to pull back, don't get mad at me. I warned you. It's very likely that it happens. It should be happening like right now. We're a little bit long in the tooth here in this trade. Why have the shows been so short? I'm not going to come here and tell you guys there's something to do when there's nothing to do. One day we might have a show where it's just, hey, I'm going golfing. Nothing to talk about. I'm finding a really tough time putting on new positions these days. That's why the shows are short and the slide decks are short. I'm not just going to try to bring trade ideas when there's nothing there. Okay. I would never do that to you guys. So thank you all for your patience. As always, you need patience if you're going to be good at this game. Have a great rest of your week. We'll be here next Wednesday, 1 o'clock Eastern time, as usual. In the meantime, Chart Request Live tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern. I'm sorry, Chart Request Live Thursday, 1 o'clock Eastern, as usual. And the morning show will be live tomorrow at 8:30, but then we're off Thursday and Friday, and we'll be back on Monday. All right? Everybody, have a great rest of your week. Thanks for joining.